Hey guys, since it's going to be hard to work without a partner, especially those of you that are at home alone, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to work on your blocks, hand transitions, and it's just a very simple way to do it at home. So check it out. So this is a way to take advantage when you're cleaning the house. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put the mop in front. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I need something to come back and forth. I need an external agent to help me work on my hand movements. So we're going to start off in Sanchin Dachi, feet a little bit inside, and we're going to concentrate on our hip movement. And with our hand in front, we're going to bring it towards us and push out. There you go. Towards and out. Focus on rotating the hand outwards. And push outwards, especially on the top part of the forearm. So close and out, and accompany it with your breathing. Breathe in and breathe out when you push. Now this is a great way to practice because one of the main flaws of when someone's blocking is blocking somewhere that you're not actually doing anything. So the fact that you're being able to use this little tool in front gives us a point of reference. Now, once you've finished just synchronizing your breath and rotating your hand, try and change. Switch, pushing forward, pushing through with your back hip, pushing through and changing your arms from beneath. So breathe in. Breathe out, and when you bring it back in, switch hands and rotate your hips from the knee and the same. Push out, breathe in, switch, breathe out. Change. And try and focus on keeping the weight of the stick on the top part of the forearm, because this is especially going to be very useful when you're trying to work on transitions or just getting out of the way and using evasive movements. So that's number one. Now, once you have this locked down, once you have this movement, especially from the hips, without changing, without lifting up your heels, what you're going to try and do is go from 1, 2, Nekoshi Dachi. From Sanchin Dachi, you're going to change into Nekoshi Dachi. So block outwards, change into Nekoshi Dachi, just shifting your weight from the center to one side, pivoting your feet, and just block outward, change, grab with your both hands. And this is just one way, 1, 2, to try and use that built up momentum in the twist to try and reach out with your other hand and grab on to whatever part of the body that you're defending right now. It can be a hand, it can be a chest, it can be a shoulder, it can be a leg. So breathe out and breathe in. Same with the other hand. Breathe out. There you go. First do it in 2 small breaths. 1. Now once you have this down on both sides, try putting in a counter attack. Breathe in. Breathe out. Accompany the movement with the other hand. And now just counter strike with your knee, with your elbow, and start again. Breathe in. There you go. And it's just a very simple movement, a simple way to try and practice by yourself using an external object to try and help you just not lose control of what you're doing. And this is really easy to just, if you're exceeding strength, it's just going to fly completely away. So it's very important to empathize and to feel the center of gravity of whatever you have in front of you. Because if you're using too much force, the object is going to fly away. And if you're not using enough, it's going to hit you. The idea to be in Sanchin Dachi is so that your knees are slightly bent, your heels on the floor, and your center of gravity is right in the middle, in front of the object. So first you're going to make sure that your posture is correct, your hip is lower, your legs are a little bit bent, and make sure that the stick, if you let it go, it's going to fall towards you. So just anchor the mop into the bucket, let it go at arm length, so that the stick is vertical, completely vertical at an arm's length. So when you let it go, it strikes. Every time you do this transition, you're gonna make sure that your hip is rotating with your arm. And once you're making sure that your hip is rotating with your arm, bring back your arm that was just blocking in hikite, which means the hand that's going back. This next one is really similar. The only difference is that before we were working on having our hand open, completely open, and the whole idea behind using our hand open is to try and pass and transition from a block into a grab. So that's what we were doing before. Now we're going to try and do it with our arms and your fist closed. So same thing, start from Sanchin Dachi and just start from here, rotate your hand outwards, the same that we were doing before. And instead of focusing on the top part of the forearm, now we're going to go to the bottom part of the forearm. So once we push out and block, we have to keep our arm slightly more diagonal in order to let it just slide down over to the bottom. So once we have this down, one, and same as before, breathe in, breathe out, and transition, pushing back from the hip. Focusing on rotating our hands and pushing out with our breath, and from our hip especially. There you go. So once we have this down, before we're transitioning into a grab with our fingers and our hands, now we're going to try and just go with the movement. And once we're blocking, we're going to try and lift our back heel and slide into the movement. Now we're going towards it. Once we're blocking, the object sliding, what we're going to do is just twist our heel from the back and put all our weight on the front foot and try and reach in. So, 1, 2. Bring it in close, bring it out. 1, bring in, 2. There you go. Breathe in, Sanchin Dachi, breathe out, and bring in. Once we've shifted our weight to the front and we have the object locked in, we're going to try and just go to the same movement that we're doing beforehand. Switch into Nekwasi Dachi. 1, shift forward, 2. Strike. And bring this in. Bring it in very close as you can, up to the armpit. So 1, 2, up here, and surround it with your forearm. Try and make sure that this hand is upwards, not downwards. Shift your weight, and strike. One more time. 1, 2, heel up, all the weight on the front leg, bring it in, and now pivot on your front leg, Nekwasi Dachi, and strike. The faster you do it, the harder it gets. So check it out.